Hello everyone, and for those of you who have been with us before, welcome to a special edition, and for those of you who are new, welcome to a special edition as well. Today we're going to do a private salad bar where we're going to build your own salad. Actually, we're going to build 5 salads in less than 10 minutes. For those of you who are new, the Lazy Kitchen is a concept where we explore making meals that are healthy, on a budget, and very easy to make. The 3 rules are lazy, that's everyone's favorite rule. Lazy is less than 10 minutes, total time, no prep, no cleanup, and still not cutting corners that cut the nutritional value. Thrifty in the sense that we want to make real food that's affordable on most people's budgets, especially a concern as we're recording this where inflation is at a 40-year high. Healthy, as a healthcare provider, that's probably the aspect that's most dear to my heart. Healthy, we define it here as an all-in-one meal that has our protein, our starches, our plants, and our good fats. Incidentally, all my recipes will be gluten-free because I have celiac. We're going to use unprocessed or minimally processed foods and kind of taking some smart shortcuts. For those of you who've been with us for the last year, incidentally, we're almost on a year anniversary. I'm very thankful to my videographer and editor who came on this fun amateur project and has stuck with me for the last year. But most of the recipes, actually all of the recipes we've done have been warm recipes that are more so an evening meal. And I'm getting more questions from people about lunch options, especially since not everyone is in a workplace where they can reheat an evening lunch. So they wanted to ask me about how do I make an easy and healthy salad, and so hopefully we're going to answer that question today. So this is how we're going to build a salad. In order to make this an all-in-one meal, we're going to have 4 different types of foods in our salad, and you're going to mix them and match them depending on what you like and what you have available on any given week or at your grocery store. The 4 elements are going to be our plants, our vegetables. We're going to try to have 3 of them in any given salad. We're going to have, I put some condiments here, we're going to have some healthy starches. That sometimes can be a little trickier in a salad, but I've got some good options for us. We're going to have our complete protein. Then again, we've been thinking a little bit outside the box on how we can put a variety of protein in our salads. And then we're going to have our healthy fats. That's also really important. Understand that some of these foods are a combination of protein and starches or protein and fats, so there is a little bit of overlap in some of them. Also understand that I have a huge spread of options here, and I could have double the amount of offerings, but we're not on any given week. Realistically, you're not going to have everything out. You're going to have maybe 1 protein and a couple of vegetables, and you're going to change that from week to week. So let's start with the vegetables. On this end, you're going to need at least 1 leafy vegetable as a base. You have several options. I have some organic baby spinach. I have some spring mix. And then there are a lot of fresh, pre-cut, unprocessed vegetables that you can find in your grocery store. You're going to want to see what they have. Cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes is an easy thing to add. Things like sugar snaps or pea pods go well. This is something that I really recommend, is easy to find everywhere, is shredded cabbage. It's a really good vegetable to have in your salad. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's green. It's always inexpensive. I always like shredded carrots or diced carrots. You can find that in almost every grocery store. And then I added, one of my favorite is raw kraut. You can find those at the co-ops and specialty store. This one I happen to have picked up from Costco, and it's very good, and it gives a nice little vinegary flavor. So that's on the vegetables. Then again, if you find fresh pre-cut vegetables that you like and you want to put in your salad, this is by no means an exhaustive list of vegetables. Before I forget, I will tell you one trick. My husband does not like soggy vegetables. He does not like soggy spinach in particular. So when you build your salad, you can put everything in the bottom and you can put the spinach on top, and as you go about to eat it, you just shake it. That way the leafy stuff will not get wilted in your salad, since we're making 4 or 5 days worth. So a little trick that I picked up from my husband. Let's look at the starch options. So you can use good organic canned beans. If you can digest them, is a fabulous source of healthy starches. There's a little bit of protein with that. If you can find some plain frozen organic corn, what you do is you take a little bit of it, throw it in a cup in the microwave for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I typically would do that first when I'm lining up my stuff, so it's ready for me when I'm about to build the salads. You can get plain frozen cut sweet potatoes and squash for very inexpensive. It's about $1.30 a bag. Same thing, I threw those in for 3.5 minutes in a cup in the microwave. It's ready to go on my salad. It's got a nice little sweet flavor. And you can use some plain brown rice and do the same thing. I wasn't in the mood for it, so I didn't cook any of it ahead of time. So that's on our starches. Protein, very, very important, right? Lots of option, and I'm telling you, stay away from lunch meats. There's nothing good about lunch meats. They're highly processed. They add a lot of salt, a lot of nitrites, a lot of other junk that we don't want. So here's some easy, healthy, inexpensive protein options. Cheese is great. You can find a lot of pre-cut or crumbled cheese. I happen to have some feta. It's what I was in the mood for. It's kind of summery. You can have, unprocessed cube cheese is an option. When it comes to a meat, surprisingly, canned meats like canned chicken are a pretty healthy option. They don't add really anything to them except for water, a little bit of salt. So to stay away from the lunch meats, you certainly can use canned chicken. It's also fairly inexpensive. I like the flavor of it. Eggs, wonderful. Now, a lot of people pass up the eggs because it takes a long time to boil them and peel them. And so a lot of stores now offer these just plain cooked and peeled eggs that you can buy. They're shelf stable for a couple of weeks. And so I think they're inexpensive as well. That's a great source of protein that doesn't take a lot of time. You just tear it up and add 1 or 2. I usually don't even cut them. I'll just, cut them in half with my fork when I'm eating my salad. Fish is a fantastic thing to add as a protein. I have some tuna. I will tell you, try not to overdo the tuna. It tastes good. There are 2 big issues with tuna. Number one, from an environmental standpoint, it's an overfished species. It's an older fish. They tend to accumulate heavy metals, in particular mercury. So you can find other fish like canned herring, in particular canned mackerel. They're younger fish. They have a better nutritional profile. They are a little more readily available in grocery store nowadays. And for those of you who are not averse to sardines, that's one of my favorites. It's actually probably one of the healthiest fish. And for the people who are a little squirmish, they make them now without bones and without heads. So that's on our protein. Let's talk about fats, last but not least. Lots of options. Nuts are great. I have bags of walnuts. I have some raw sunflower seeds. Olives is a mainstay at my house. As you can tell, we're pretty serious about the olives because we never get a jar smaller than this one. The brine adds a little flavor if you want to. And then a discovery is that you can find frozen diced avocados. They are ripe, unlike things in my kitchen half the time. They're either raw or they're past their ripeness. pretty inexpensive, and it allows you to use a little bit at a time. So you can find those in the frozen food sections of multiple stores that I have seen recently. Okay. Tiny bit of word, we're not going to have time to talk about it in this video because it's already getting long, is you can make or break a salad with a dressing. Most of the commercial dressings use low quality oils, and so you're going to lower the nutritional value. You can add a little bit of olive oil and vinegar prior to taking your salad out of the fridge and into your lunchbox. You can use little hacks, like you can use salsa as a dressing. Adding little condiments of your choice. I just have some capers here that will also add a little bit of flavor, but as much as possible, try to stay away from store-bought commercial dressing because they never have just olive oil in them that I have found. So here's what we're gonna do. I've talked too much. We're going to start the timer in a little bit. The only thing that you need is whatever container you're going to use to make your salads. I usually make a week's worth once on Sunday. That takes me about, less than 10 minutes to make them, and maybe 4 or 5 minutes for the prep and cleanup. So whatever container you have it ready with the lid, and you build your salad. You make 5 salads, and then you put them in the fridge in the morning. You're just ready to go, and that way you're not gonna go out and have some crappy expensive thing for lunch. So I'm gonna find the timer so you can see how long it takes me to make our lunch salads. Very good. So I'm gonna follow my husband's advice, and I'm going to make put some olives. I am going to put a little bit of cheese. And I am gonna have some corn on my salad. And I'm in the mood for a caper or two. These are big. I don't know where they're from. And they're very tasty. I've had them. Oops. Okay. And then for vegetables, I'm going to put some spinach. Oops. And I am going to put some carrots. And I am going to have some sugar snaps. And voila, I got one salad down. Next one. So I'm gonna have avocados. I tell you, the frozen avocados have been a real life changer for me because sometimes I'm too tired to cut them. I want a little chicken for my protein. And obviously on any given week, unless you're making 10 or 20 salads for everyone in your household, you're probably gonna have only like 1 or 2 protein and whatnot. I'm gonna put some chickpeas for my starch. I'm gonna pass the condiment, and let's see, I'm going to have some of my tricolor slaw. So I'm going to put this will be a little bit messy because I didn't have that, and some tomatoes, and I'm gonna have spinach again. It's gonna be a spinach week. Whoops. And here's my second salad. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on. All right, salad number 3. walnuts. Love walnuts. Tuna. Sweet potatoes. That's gonna be really good. And now I am going to put a little bit of kraut. I'm gonna add the brine that's going to be more like a salad dressing. Some tomatoes, so I'm going to have always a total of 3 vegetables, and I want to find the spring mix. Very good. Salad number 3 is done. It just needs a lid. Number 4. Let's get serious with some sunflower seeds. Try to get them raw. They have more of a nutritional value that way. So here are my fats. And I'm gonna do an egg, maybe 2. Today we're gonna do 1 egg. What am I in the mood for starch today? I think I'm gonna add some more chickpeas. I like them with eggs. And I am gonna have cabbage again. Cabbage is such a healthy, easy thing to add to your salads. My sugar snaps. And what else? Carrots. Oh, never mind. I already have several vegetables, 2 vegetables. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of spinach. And voila. Salad number 4. The dog will eat that, I think. And number 5, I think I'm back on olives. You can never go wrong with olives, especially not in the summer. I think they're made for summer. And let's see, maybe I'm gonna have the sardines because they're so good for me. If you have sardines and olive oil, by the way, use that as part of your salad dressing. It's really, usually they put pretty good quality olive oil in sardines. And sure enough, here's the dog deciding she's gonna help me clean the floor. For this one, the starch, I'm going to use the remainder of the corn for my starch today. And then vegetables, last but not least. I'm gonna have carrots. And I'm going to have snap peas. Even gonna steal a couple tomatoes for good. And I'm going to add some spring mix. The dog is disappointed because I only dropped spinach, no chicken, and no sardine. Very good. So here's salad number 5. So now I have my tower of salads that are ready to go for the week. I put them in the fridge. I just grab them out. I'll usually put a little bit of olive oil and vinegar from what's on my counter before I throw them in a lunchbox with a piece of fruit, and I'm ready for the day. Average cost of a salad with these ingredients as of today's price is about $3.50. About half what you're going to pay for a lower quality equivalent at the store. So I hope this has been helpful. Also want to point out that we've done 5 salads in 8 minutes and 39 seconds. So I think that's, you definitely can eat healthy lunches without breaking the time bank for sure as well. Enjoy your salads. We look forward to seeing you soon again.